And welcome back to another Kendra's Card Challenge, where today we'll be featuring Trinity stamps. Alright, and here's a still photo. In today's video, we'll be working on KCC 15. And here are all the prize sponsors, and today's sponsor is Trinity Stamps. So for today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of foiling for my card. Now this is the Falling Snow foiling plate from Trinity Stamps, and I'm going to be using some sort of clear pearlized foil to foil this. And I will speed up the process quite a bit, but I'm going to put pretty side down, face down onto the foiling plate, and then I'm going to lay my smooth cardstock down right on top of that, and I'll go ahead and foil this piece. And what's cool is it's white with kind of a pearlized tone that we can ink blend over after we're finished. So we'll go ahead and get this one done, and once the button has stopped blinking, the timer button stopped blinking, I'll go ahead and run that through my little die cutting machine here, and we'll see the reveal. And you'll notice that I am running through this very nice and slowly. I want to get a really good impression. And the best way to get a good impression is to take your time. So we'll go ahead and plug that back into the platform because I'm not done. I'm going to be double foiling this. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my magnet to pull that little background piece off so that I can select my next piece and put it on. And so if you're not already familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge, it is a challenge where you can make 15 unique cards from 6x6 pattern paper, and you can win lots of prizes. So everything will be listed down below. So now I'm going to double foil over this. And so I've got my little boiled pine tree down. That is also a Trinity Stamps. And I'm actually going to shim this one because I'm double foiling. And so I'm going to go ahead and run this through and pull it off to reveal. And I do get a little tiny bit of overfoiling and a little bit of underfoiling, but I'm not too worried about it because this is a background piece. So it is not a focal point necessarily. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm going to take a little edge clipper and just clip off the edges there, just like I did on the little banners. And at first I decide I'm going to color this in with speckled egg, but I decide I don't like the speckled egg. It's got too much green, so I'm going to come over it with some tumble glass so that it kind of goes better with the blue that's already in my scenery. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring that blue back in, that tumble glass, so that I can make everything kind of cohesive because it doesn't exactly go, but it goes good enough. So I'll glue this panel down to the card base. And I'll just trim off any excess. And then we've got this piece, but before we do that, we need to do this little kind of horizontal piece. And again, I'm bringing in that tumble glass so that everything is kind of in the same color range. And I'll go ahead and tape that down. And I get it crooked, so I just pull it back up and fix it. Not a big deal. As long as you're careful when you're pulling it back up. And there we go. And if there's any sticking up, you can just add a little bit of glue. And then I'll go ahead and glue that down to the card. And then the next piece is going to be our tree here. I'm just going to glue that straight down. And the paper I'm using is a relatively thin paper. I'm just going to kind of glue that into place and notice that it's not a circle like you see in Sketch 9. It is a square, and that's okay. You do you. So here are all these little pieces, and I noticed that I've lost one, so I'm going to clip another one, which is just a 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and then I'll clip that with my little special clipper here. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring some of that tumble glass color back in to some of these pieces as well. In fact, all of them. Just so that there's a continuous color of some sort throughout the card. And I couldn't even tell you where I got this paper. I want to say that it is a Paper Rose Studio, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll go ahead and clean up my mess here so I don't make too big of a mess on my card. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay these pieces down. And I'm not going to do them exactly in the order that Sketch 9 calls for. I kind of want to do them in reverse order, having a center one and then coming back the other way. But you can do either way. And then, of course, I've trimmed these off with my little trimmer there, so they've kind of got that little rounded, funny edge there versus a flag. So easy enough, stick those down, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my sentiments. And I have pretty much cut most of that out, but I do want to add some embellishments here. And so I'm going to add these little baubles, and I'll list them down below because I've forgotten the name of them already. I just did this a few minutes ago. But I'm going to do the three down here in the bottom, just like in the video. And then I have cut out the Celebrate from the Sentimental Celebrate stamp and standalone die set. And I'm using the die for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the stamps to create these little sub-sentiments. So I'm going to do one below, one above, and one below. So I hope that this is a hop, so I hope that you can join us in our hop today. And there is a prize form down below where you can win a prize at each stop along the hop by filling out the little form. And I wish you good luck. And don't forget to hop along with all the rest of the hoppers, and so you can see all the inspiration from our super sponsor Trinity stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this kind of like in a little funny corner there. I don't know the name of the corner. I couldn't tell you. Um, it's just a little corner. But how could we not celebrate a great day? And that pretty much my celebrate sentiment becomes the focal point. So Kendra's card challenge is free for all. All you need to do is join her Patreon, which is a free Patreon. And of course, she does have some higher levels of Patreon with extras, but you can join her Patreon and download the PDF for these files with all the instructions and measurements for either individual measurements or multiples, depending on how you want to do it. I am a big lover of using up my scraps, so I definitely like to go that direction too. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down, and this card will be done. I kind of wanted to do sort of a Christmassy one. I wasn't going to do Christmas in July, but I just changed my mind because of other obligations. So I got out my Christmas stuff. But this celebrate isn't any time, and there are lots and lots of different words in there that you can create your own kind of sentimental phrases, so to speak. So great day is separate from A, and I just kind of lined them up in my Misty tool so that it would be a great day. And that just shows how versatile the Trinity Stamps products are. Go ahead and get this glued down, and I think I want this one just a little bit higher up. Let me just kind of make sure it's as straight as possible. And there's our card done with some really neat foiling and all of our beautiful kind of blues and grays and tans. I do hope you like this video, and if you do, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and take care. Bye-bye.